Hey there, my fellow YouTubers. This is Cassandra72, and I am coming to you today with another Mounjaro weight loss update. I got some notes here, and hopefully this won't take long because I am here at work, and yeah. I had to get a lot of stuff out of the way. And so it is the afternoon now and I'm ready to have my little lunch. But I wanted to get this video filmed first. So yeah, hopefully it's not gonna take a long time. I don't want to continue holding you guys for long. So still not really structured with these videos, but and I just realized this says August 2024 back here, so I need to change that. But anyway, let's not get distracted because like I said that I don't want to continue holding you guys for so long. And I'm trying to develop somewhat of a structure so that I can get this information out to you and we'll let you go. As one of the YouTubers that I watch saying, will hold you for long. So I'm trying to abide by that. But today is September the 10th, 2024. And as of this morning, I am 329.6 pounds, which means I am down a total of 32 pounds in 17 shots. And this marks 16 weeks and 5 days into my journey. So yes, I am averaging right now 1.93 pounds a week. So right there knocking at the 2 pounds a week. This week, I did take the 7.5 milligram shot, which I thought was my first 7.5 milligram shot until I went to take it on the 5th. And when I looked in my 7.5 milligram box, the first pen I saw was actually a 5 milligram pen. And so I'm like, what is the world happened? But then I realized what I must have done, even though I do not realize when it would have been. And in my mind, now that I sit back and I thought about it, I'm like, I don't even know why I did that, but I wanted to see if there was a difference between the two pens. And so when I had a box, I guess that was currently open, not the box of 5 that was like brand new to me, but a previous box that I had opened, I wanted to see if there was a difference between the two pens. And like I said, now in the back of my mind, I'm thinking there are different strengths, but they're all the same amount, which is what, like 5 milliliter. So I don't know why I was thinking it would be more, why I was more liquid in this, more medication in this pen, because it's not. It's just the dose itself, the milligrams of the dose is stronger, not that there's more medicine in it. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. So but yeah, I was, looking at them when I would have gotten that 7.5. And then apparently I put them back in the wrong boxes. So that means that at some point I took a 7.5 and didn't even realize it. And just to verify, I went back and I looked in my shots container. I meant my sharps container. And sure enough, there was a 7.5 in there. And the thing about it is, I have absolutely no clue when I took that. And I'm trying to keep it, keep track of these things in Shotzi. And so what I went back and I said that I just arbitrarily picked a date because I think I got the, I didn't realize it until, like I said, until I took the shot on 9/5. And so I'm not sure when I took it, but I just said, let me just say August the 8th is when I did that, because it would have been after I got the 7.5 in, and I got the 7.5 in on August the 6th. And so I'm going to say that's when I was comparing them. I do not remember. So yeah, I took a 7.5 at some point. And also that would have probably made sense, just logistically, because it was actually like the most I had lost in a couple of weeks too. So, but, and I'm trying to remember if I had any real side effects or anything like that, but I honestly do not remember. I do not remember. And so, but like I said, I know it wasn't out of that, it wasn't that very last box of 5 that I opened, because I opened a new 5 to, you know, to take the, basically the double shot last week. And so what I did was I just took that 5 milligram out and put it in the other box. So now I have another full box of 5. But I'm just so weird in the way that my mind works. I'm ultimately, even though I'm on 7.5, I'm probably going to, it won't be this coming week because I want to do another 7.5. But I'll probably, you know, in my mind, I want to be like, yeah, I got a whole, you know, a whole box of 5. But I already had them, you know, had it in my mind that, you know what, you've taken one of these 5 and you only have 3 left. And so, yeah, that was uneven. So I was going to deal with that. But now in my mind, it's like, okay, you opened the 7.5, but now thinking that you got 4 pens in there, and technically if you take that 5 out, you only have 3. So within this box, I'm probably going to, well, I definitely know that I'm going to take that 5. I just don't know if I want it to be the shot, I guess, next week, or the ending shot, you know, for the month. So I just have to figure that out. I'm just trying to get the biggest bang for my buck, shall we say. So I ended up last week with a total of, when I would have been filming the video for you guys, on the 3rd, I would have only been down a pound. I was down a pound. But from my previous shot, in the previous week, I was only down 1/10 of a pound on the 2nd, which was Monday. And then that's when I made the decision, I'm going to take the shot midweek, and I took the 5 because I'm just like, what's going on? Is it, you know, is the 5 not really working for me? Is it because I did it? Because that's when I did it in my love handle. And I said, I'm just, you know, so I went ahead and I took another 5, and I took that on the 2nd. And then on the 3rd, I was already down a pound. Well, I ended last week losing another 1.2 pounds for a total of 2.2 pounds since 9/2, and 2.3 overall last week. So I ended last week at 332.8. Started this week with 332.8, and now I'm down 329 to 329.6. So far this week, on the 17th shot, I've lost 3.2 pounds. And you guys know the way that things have been rolling with me. Hopefully I don't end up, you know, gaining some to end the week this next couple of days. I hope not. But now that I know I'm on a 7.5, and I did it in the left thigh, I did not have any pain. Someone said that they felt like they got more of effect when they kind of stood up to do it. So I kind of half stood, half squatted in a sense to try to, because I didn't want to have a mishap. And so I kind of stood to give myself that shot. I left it out of the refrigerator for a little bit, no stings. And I probably was a little fatigued, but that's it. As I said, I'm still trying to, what I do notice is I'm still trying to get in, you know, more protein. That's still a struggle sometimes, but I do notice that when I do get in that protein, I don't know if it's maybe just me, if it's wishful thinking or what it is, but when I get in my protein, or maybe it's the source, I don't know, but I noticed that when I did basically I did a protein coffee, I did one of the premier protein drinks, and okay, so I was cut off. I had to let my battery charge up a little bit. So let's try to get through this video before it shuts down on me again. So I was saying though that I feel like I don't know if it was strictly because of the protein or if it was simply because of the fact that it was the protein shakes, if it has anything to do with the milk content in it or what have you. And I'm finding that I might be becoming a little bit lactose intolerant as the years go on. But yeah, so now I have now taken 17 shots since I did double up on that. Shot last week. Everything is right on track there. With the 329.6 that I am today, I am now down a total of 32 pounds on the Zepbound and Mounjaro. And this is a total of 50.7 pounds down since my highest weight on October 16, 2021. Definitely don't feel like I've lost the 50, but again, that's probably because it took so freaking long. We're talking about 3 years basically. Yeah, that's where we are. And I do think I remember saying that last week it was a total of 2.3 overall with 2.2 since 9/2, so just 3 days. And I lost another 2.2. So my next goal right now, I'm looking at trying to get to the 325. And hopefully I've given myself basically 3 weeks to get to that. I want to be there, well, as far as like what I put in the apps that I'm using. I think in the Renfo I said 3 weeks. But I'm really trying to get there by pretty much the 26th, I think was the date. I think it's the date. We have a staff, employee, all staff meeting, whatever situation, and that's where I want to be by then. I honestly don't know if anybody will have recognized anything by then, but that's just that's just where I want to be, which will mean that I will be down a total of 37 pounds. And by the time that rolls around, and at this point somebody ought to recognize something, because I'm not gonna do a 40 pounds down, and it will be the smallest I've been in a while. That will also put me in a very unique situation where I will be, like I told you all before, I'm doing like 5-pound increments, or Weight Watcher tactic to kind of break down things to make it, more manageable. You got those bite-sized chunks, so it doesn't seem so formidable a task to lose this amount of weight. But once I do get to the 325, I will be having to go just 100 pounds down to the first really major goal that I'm setting, which is 225. I'm pretty sure that I do want to get under that, but that's going to, like I said, that's going to put me in a pretty good situation. That will be the smallest that I recall being probably since college. And so that is a major milestone for me. And so right now, told you guys I use a variety of apps. So right now, as of this morning, the My Weight app is putting me hitting that goal right now by October the 4th, 2025. So we're gonna see if I can like tighten that up and move that a little bit further up. But hey, if not, like I said, I'm really good at this 2 pounds a week, if that's where we are. But I also have to know that I'm really only taking I'm only a good 4 months into this thing. And I have a whole other at least a year to go. I think, isn't that what they said, the test subjects did for when they did the clinical trials of these meds, and they probably had titrated them up basically like each month. What are there, like 6 shots? If the 2.5, the 5, 7.5, 10, yeah, 6 shots. And they probably went, up to where these people were on the 15. Like they went through the first 5 shots, probably first 5 doses. Not doses, the first 5 strengths, probably in the 5 months. They were probably titrating them up every month until they got to that 6th month. So, I mean, I don't know for sure. I haven't looked at anything, but I just knew that they gave them this over I think it was a year. But I knew that they probably moved them up as quickly as possible to get them to that highest dose, and then they were on that highest dose for the majority of their time. And I have to look at this in the fact that I'm just now getting to the 7.5. And I still got 3 other strengths to go that I'm in no rush to get to. And I'm going to be taking this 7.5 for at least 4 months. Because I just opened this 7.5 and then I have another one, and then I have to refill 2 more times because I got a 3-month prescription. So I will be on that at least the 4 months before I even get to move to 10. So yeah, I'm pretty much happy with where I am. I think we'll just get to the 225 and see where we're at. And I think that, but I don't think it's going to take that long because that was my thought process. The higher dosages are still out there for me, and I'm probably going to lose more on those higher dosages. And plus, the more I lose, the more active I feel like being. That's where we are. And I think I want to just close it out by talking about my Renfo and Me 360 stats, and then that'll be it until next week. So where I'm at with that is, so with the Renfo scale, I'm down a total of 10 pounds since I started there, because I started using that scale 10 pounds into my loss. So I'm down a total of 22 pounds with there since I started using the Renfo scale. My BMI is 58.4, which is down 3.9. Everything else is pretty much the same. My fat-free mass has gone down 5.6 pounds. I'm at 82.4. It's gone down 5.6 pounds. Subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, all that is still the same. My muscle mass has also gone down. I'm at 77.4 pounds of muscle mass according to this, which is down 5.2. And my bone mass, I supposedly have 5 pounds, and I'm down 0.2 on that. My base metabolic rate is also still going down. It's at 1177 right now, which is down 54 kcals. And I'm 52 years of age, if I've never mentioned that before. And Renfo has my metabolic age sitting at 57. So that's been the same this whole time. Hopefully, I'll get closer to my age, and maybe a little bit less is what I would like to see. But I did hear that if it's about, no more than 5 pounds over, you're still sitting in a pretty good range. So you're good there as well. And then Me 360 is another app that I use. I did scan myself back at I'm trying to time these scans with the end of when I basically end the box. So I took my scans on September 5th. And I have to take these things with a grain of salt. I actually scanned for the first time on May the 21st. Which the comparisons look amazing body-wise, but again, I kind of taken these things with a grain of salt because if it's the different clothes or whatever that you have on, how close you were to the phone, I don't know. But according to this, my body fat is down from 59.3 to 55.7. My chest is went from 59.5 to 57.9. My stomach has gone from 62.9 to 59.4. My waist is down from 58.8 to 54.2. So that's a total of 4.6 pounds gone in my waist. My hips have supposedly gone from 63.8 to 60, down 3.8. My left bicep has gone down from 20 to 19.7, so down 0.3. Says my right bicep has actually gone up 0.3 though, from 18.6 to 18.9. And my forearm supposedly increased. My left one was 12.6, but now it's 14. And my right one was 12.9, and now it's supposedly 13.6. My thighs, the left thigh was 34.5, and now it's 32.6, so down 1.9. The right thigh says it was at 35.3, down 2.3 to 33. my left calf. Again, I don't know what's going on with these calves and forearms, but I was at 18.4 and now I'm at 20.4 on the left. I was at 18.8 on the right, but now supposedly 20.4 on the right. And the total body surface area went from 27.5 feet to 25.2 feet. And according to this, my lean body mass actually increased from 145.2 up to 148.6. So there is where we are with my stats. And I did not actually do my actual tape measure. I've been trying to do that as well, but I ultimately did not end up following up with the actual tape measure to see what those compared to the Me 360 results. So I'll just wait on that when I finish these next 4 shots. But yeah, that's where I am. And like I said, that just gives you an idea of where you are. I can't say how accurate it is. I still hope to. I'll be scheduling a DEXA scan soon, and those are the results that I feel will be more accurate. I was kind of just waiting to see. Well, first of all, I was waiting to get my flexible spending card. That should have been here before the end of June when my old one expired. But issues with my mail, which is a story for another day, but I finally have that in hand, and I wanted to be able to just go ahead and schedule that and pay for that with my benefits card. So I was waiting on that, and then I also, in doing the research, wanted to make sure that the table could support me, and I remember seeing somewhere that 300 pounds could be a limit, but this particular location, they go up to like 400 or 450, so I'm perfectly fine. So it's just a matter of scheduling it now that I have that card in hand and determining when I want to best do that, I guess, because, you know, do I want to start at like an even weight, certain, you know, how do I want to do that? Because I guess they'll tell me how often I should come back for, I guess, a comparison. So I got to figure out what I want that, I guess, to coincide with, or if it even matters. But yeah, so that's my next step. But yeah, that's it so far, you guys. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below. I'll get back to you as always. And until the next video, peace and blessings.